The Colorado Bureau of Investigation on Monday said Suzanne Morphew, a mum of two who went missing almost 4 years ago on Mother's Day in 2020, died by homicide in the setting shravade drug intoxication. Authorities announced last year that Morphew's remains were located in the area of Moffat, Colorado, in Chaffee County, about 45 miles south of her home in Maysville, Colorado, where the 49-year-old mother was reported missing on May 10, 2020. The Chaffee County medical examiner determined that Morphew's homicide occurred by undetermined means in the setting of butorphanol, azaperone, and medetomidine intoxication. The same sedatives Barry Morphew previously told investigators he used to shoot deer in his yard with a tranquilizer gun, according to the Denver Gazette. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation and our law enforcement partners at Amananohosost Posmas understand and appreciate the public interest surrounding this case, said CBI Director Chris Schaefer. The investigative team assembled to work this case continues to follow the evidence, and only the evidence as we seek justice for Suzanne's death. Suzanne Morphew's remains found in shallow grave. Husband's attorney, says Iris Ayton, an attorney representing Barry Morphew, said in a statement that for the past 4 years, the Morphews have agonized over Suzanne's disappearance. This included not only the pain of the loss of their wife and mother, but also the false accusations and prosecution of Barry Morphew. The Morphews have prayed the authorities would remove their blinders and not only find Suzanne, but find the suspect responsible for her disappearance and murder, Ayton said. However, the Morphews are left with more questions than answers, and a lack of justice for Suzanne, the family, and the community. She added that the autopsy results confirm that she put on her mountain bike clothes and was either getting ready for or was already on her morning bike ride when she was abducted, allegedly drugged, and buried 50 miles south of their home. Morphew's remains were not found anywhere in the vicinity of her home, the town nearby, or the county she lived in, Ayton previously explained in an October 2023 statement. Her remains were found in a shallow grave in a dry desert field of sagebrush and natural grasses. Contrary to prior accusations, her remains were not found in a rocky mountainous region near her home, not in a location that was a difficult spot to get to, Ayton said at the time. Suzanne Morphew's husband, daughters, struggling with immense shock and grief. After remains found, Morphew's bicycle was discovered in a ravine along Highway 50 and County Road 225 in Chaffee County, near her family's Maysville home the same day she went missing. Barry said he was working in Broomfield, Colorado, a suburb of Denver at the time. Barry was initially accused of killing his wife when he was charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence in 2021 in connection with her disappearance and presumed death. A year later, prosecutors dropped charges against Barry, saying they wanted more time to find his wife's body. The judge accused Judicial District Attorney Linda Stanley of procedural violations just before Barry was set to stand trial. Missing Suzanne Morphew. Newly released, docs reveal affairs. A troubled marriage before disappearance. Barry's legal team filed a $15 million lawsuit against prosecutors and investigators in 2023, accusing them of violating his constitutional rights. Investigators never found any traces of blood near the Morphew home in Maysville or in their family vehicles. Investigators did, however, find a partial DNA profile on Suzanne Morphew's glove box, which matched profiles developed in sexual assault cases out of Chicago, Phoenix, and Tempe in Arizona. CBI agent Joseph Cahill said during a hearing in 2021, as the Denver Post reported. Investigators also found unknown male DNA, where her bike was parked, on her bike grips, handlebars, and bike seat, Ayatan said. But the authorities will not tell the Morphew family whether Suzanne's bike clothes, collected 7 months ago with her remains, have been tested for DNA. The attorney continued, DNA left on her clothing by the murderer could bring justice for Suzanne, her family, and the community. The authorities will also not provide the Morphews any information regarding whether they have performed any testing on the bullet that was collected with Suzanne's remains. Ayton said. The authorities offered the victims, Barry, Mallory, and Macy, the option to retrieve Suzanne's remains, but they want to ensure the suspect is apprehended before they take what could be an important piece of evidence in the suspect's prosecution. Text messages from Suzanne and Barry that were unsealed in June 2023 suggest they were both having affairs just before her disappearance. 4 days before her disappearance, Suzanne sent Barry a text saying she was done. I could care less what you're up to and have been for years, she wrote, adding that they needed to figure things out civilly. No other arrests have been made in the case. The charges against Barry Morphew were dismissed without prejudice, so prosecutors can still decide to pursue charges against him. CBI continues to investigate Suzanne's homicide. The family is quite skeptical about the integrity of this investigation, as the very same investigators that concealed the unknown male, DNA, continued to be involved in this investigation and were present at the autopsy of Suzanne Morphew, Aytan said in her statement. The family asks for privacy and implores the authorities to look at the case with fresh eyes, follow all leads, conduct all forensic testing, and solve Suzanne's murder.